Make sure that you're taken care of, love. You are so important if nobody ever told you. Don't feel bad. I done did shit. Everybody did shit. I don't know. I don't think you can get through life without doing shit. Hey y'all. The goat is back. Okay, so today we're talking about relationships. I really would help. So I have my notes on my iPad, so excuse the T-pen. I said these are the 5 biggest things that's helped me since I've been on my healed dating journey. I wouldn't even say healed because I'm still healing, but these are the 5 things that has helped me tremendously. So the first thing is be yourself. God cannot give you what is for you if you are not acting as if you're supposed to be acting. Like, how you know it's you? He can't tell. You, Betsy Blue and Fran and Stacy down the street all mixed together, don't know what's going on. You're having a midlife crisis and he can't help you in that moment. Or whoever you believe in. But whatever's meant for you can't be for you if you're not walking your purpose, if you're not being you authentically. So forget about trying to get somebody that, and when I say this goes for all relationships, not just romantic relationships, even though I know that's like the main focus all everybody cares about. I need love and blase, which we do. Love is an amazing feeling. And when you're in love, it's immaculate. But this needs to be set in stone for all of your relationships, because I feel like you can't have a healthy relationship without setting a foundation relationship first. See, a lot of us hop in relationships and we're romantic at first, so we forget we need to be friends. I don't believe in like the concept of time and you need to like be with someone a certain amount of time before you can do this, that, and the third. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But think about every relationship that you have in your life that has lasted, that has brought you joy, that has brought you equal energy exchange, which would be another thing that I talk about. How did those start? You have to be friends. You have to like the person first. You can't love someone without liking them. I mean, you can, but it's not. I don't want that type of love. Please keep it away from me. So that's not the love I'm bringing. You have to be what you are seeking, okay? You can't get what's for you if you're not aligned to the right frequency. How you gonna get what's for you and you're not on the level that you should be on? You know what I mean? So that was the biggest thing for me, because I'm like, I have a type that I always go after, but the type that I always go after is not my type that I would seek if I had a choice. I'm giving myself the choice now, because I'm being myself. So I have so many things in front of me. It's like, it's a spectrum. Which one do I want to mess with? You know, which one works best with me or for me? So that's how you can look at it. So with that being said, you have to find out what being yourself is. You have to figure out what you like. What do you like in a person? What are you seeking in a person? Like, you want to be in a relationship and you want this amazing person, but can you describe them? And if you can, please do. Write it down, because we manifesting that shit, period. So when you do that, you have to be what you're seeking, because you're not going to be able to see what's in front of you if your eyes are not programmed to. So you want somebody that works out and is fit and great skin and blah. Okay, how are you going to be able to tell that if you're not even doing all the things that you should be doing to take care of yourself? How do you want someone else to take care of you when you don't take care of yourself? You, the person that you're with 24/7, since you have been alive, you can't even satisfy your own needs. How do you expect someone else to satisfy your needs? They don't know what you're looking for, and they're not here to satisfy your needs. Y'all forget that. So like, for me, I had to figure out what I liked. So this included self-care days, because I'm going to see, what do I like to do? What makes me happy? And then repeat that habit. And if it's something that don't make you happy, take the habit out. It takes 30 days to make a habit. All it takes is consistency and determination. Which determination, you don't even really need that. All you need is consistency and you in the dough. Living a healthy life, or the life that you want to attain, is all about habits. and where those habits are taking you. Everything has a consequence, whether that's good or bad. And you're saying what consequence is good or bad because no one else can say that for you. No one else can set that standard for you. So before you do something, you have to invest in yourself. Okay? Because investing in yourself is going to take you the furthest. Because once you invest in yourself, you can invest in everybody around you, or you can put your energy wherever you want to put it because you're overflowing with it. That's when you then offer in other relationships, because now you can offer equal energy exchange, which is the second thing I wanted to talk about. When you get in these relationships, what are you getting out of them? If you're not able to sit down and say, okay, this person brings this into my life and this makes me feel good when they do that, or they're offering me mental support, they're offering me physical support. It doesn't even have to be that they're offering you anything. What type of energy do they bring in the room? What type of goals do they have? Birds of a feather do flock together. And you know, I had to go through life to realize that was true, because I was one of those folks who could talk to anybody and everybody. And I had to come to the realization that you're going to be who you're around, what's in your environment. That makes or breaks you. I don't care how good you think or how much better you think that you are than the people you're hanging with, you're still with them. You're still inviting or allowing that energy into your space. So whether you know it or not, it's true in your aura, whether you intended it to or not. So now you got to sit here and you got to get off everything that everybody else done gave you. You got to figure out what's yours. And then you got to try to use this to proceed to get the relationships that you want in the jump. So don't settle. Okay? Don't settle. That's my third thing. So when you settle, that is what you're allowing into your life. So that is what you are. So if I say right now, oh, I want a CEO, I want someone who owns their own company, I want someone who's running a startup, I want someone who makes a tremendous amount of money, and then I go ahead and let somebody down the block who, well, I ain't gonna say down the block, then I let somebody who is doing nothing for themselves into my life, and I sit there and try to race them because I see their potential. We're not going off potential. We're going off action. Don't settle, because you have to satisfy your own needs at the end of the day. That's why I talk about finding out what you need or what you want. So if you sit there and allow that into your life and you're knowing like this is not the type that you're going after a while, your mind gonna pick up like this ain't where we supposed to be. And shit either gonna crumble, shit gonna be hard, or it's gonna be something else. Shit not supposed to be hard. That's another thing I had to learn. Like, life is easy when you make it that way. You gotta get up every day and set the intention. This is what it's gonna be, and it ain't gonna be nothing else but this. Because you get one life. And we're creating those habits. Those are habits too. People you're choosing to deal with, those are habits too. Energy you're allowing into your life, those are habits too. Are you changing them or are you keeping them? Are you evolving or are you standing in the epitome of the slums that you were in when we started this journey? I know it's hard. It took years. 3 years ago, I was depressed, postpartum. Like, I stopped taking care of myself. I'll insert a picture. And it got really bad to the fact of I was so lost. I would look in the mirror and I would not even realize it's me anymore. Like, it was so bad. My hair started falling out, everything. It was horrible. But I had to take that time to love myself. And oh my gosh, a love for yourself is a love like no other, because once you truly love yourself and you give yourself that affection that you're supposed to get, you then know how to care for other human beings. You cannot fully care for someone without fully caring for yourself, because you don't understand what it's like to be truly taken care of. Yeah, people try and they have their versions of what's taken care of, but most of the time those versions is how they treat themselves. Like when we got people that act bad towards people, it's because they act bad towards themselves, so they want everybody to feel what they're going through. If I'm not feeling love and light within my heart, if I'm not feeling happy and at peace, I'm not going around anybody, because I'm not taking that energy of in the slums for nobody, because that's just going to sit there and ping pong it off them to me back to whoever else is in my corner. we're trying to evolve past that. And yeah, we all, listen, it's life. Emotions is life. Like, we sit here to try to figure them out as humans. Like, we're not perfect. That's why we're here to learn. Life is a learning experience. But I had to come to that realization, like, I can't settle. I can't let up. Once you let up, what's the point? To shrivel away? Who wants that? Man, so yeah. You need to embody what you want to bring into your life. Okay? Please. Third one is boundaries. Oh my gosh. Boundaries. If I could just have a whole video on boundaries, listen. That was the hardest part for me. I'm one of those people is I want to care and fix everybody. I don't know what it's about, and I don't like to lose. So I want to stick it out till it gets rough and rough and rough and rough and see how rough it can get, okay? I had to drop that. I am not the martyr anymore. I'm not the savior. I'm sorry. Therapists get paid for that. That's their profession, okay? To deal with that trauma, because I cannot fix your trauma. That's not what I'm here to do. That's not my calling. Okay, I'm here to help people look at things a different way. See things as if, in another light, like, take control of your life. And I'm sorry, if you're feeling like that every day, you don't want to be in control of your life. You're leaving responsibility up to everybody around you so that you can have someone to blame. And I'm not allowing that energy into my life anymore. So that's one of my boundaries. If I feel like I'm playing Mr. Fix-It, or if I feel like the energy is off and it's not an equal energy exchange, I'm cutting you off. So this is so, so important. Before you even attempt to date, you need to be clear on where you end and the relationship begins. Now, this is specifically in dating. Because so many people get in relationships, me myself, I don't like, but I stray away from relationships for this reason. I feel as if people forget who they are. A relationship is supposed to be two individuals living together. Same goal in mind, same mission. It doesn't even have to be the same goal or same mission, but your paths align in somehow, some way, whether that be the love, whether that be, we love for so many reasons. It's not one to pinpoint, but you need to be clear on where your passions lie and where you start to mend or connect your world with your partners. Okay? Because for one, that's keeping you safe. Because no one can hurt. I'm not going to say no one can hurt you, because yes, you can still get hurt, and that's fine. Feel those emotions. Feel it. Please. In the moment, let it out. Because once we do that, we learning a lesson, we taking a lesson, and we leaving the situation. We don't need the past experience. We need the lessons from it, and we're going to keep moving. But when you set your boundaries, you need to make sure that you write them out, okay? Let your partner know, like, hey, I don't allow this behavior, or I don't allow, like, this energy into my life, or if that's something that you entertain, that's fine. No love lost, all respect to you, because at the end of the day, you got to let people live how they want to live. Do not make anyone change. If you call yourself dating and you're with somebody and you try to change them, why are you with them? You do not like them. This is not build a bitch. This is not build a man. Okay? We're not doing that. All right? Build a woman, build a man, build a bitch, build a nigga. We're not doing that. Okay? Each of us have someone for us. Somebody was put here to mold with you. Like two puzzle pieces. You just got to find the right match. Okay? That's what we're working on. But putting these things in place is helping you get there faster. Because you can say, fuck all this shit. But if you put this in play, watch how it change for you. So, let it be known. Be out in the open. I'm an open book. And when I say be an open book, I mean as if with your communication, like between the relationship wise. If it's not necessary to talk about in terms with the relationship, don't talk about it. Nobody needs to know your deepest, darkest secrets. Everybody don't need to know everything about you. That is for marriage. Okay, that's for marriage. And if you get there with your partner and you're like that, kudos to you. And I hope it's an equal energy exchange. But especially in the beginning, do not offer up all of your business. Keep it mysterious. I don't care if you're a man, a woman. Nobody wants to know that much about your life, and it's startling. It's a flag, okay? It's a red flag that needs to be addressed, okay? Now, if somebody's do that and you're comfortable with listening and being that shoulder and the therapist and the mom, everything on the first date, go ahead. But if you're not, let them know, like, hey, you know, I understand life happens. You know, we all go through things, but I'd rather us get to know each other personality-wise, you know, build intimacy and figure things out. You got to treat relationships like a business deal, okay? These are the terms and conditions. Y'all ever watch 50 Shades of Grey? Y'all see they were sitting down with the little... They ended up not using that bitch anyway, but think of it like that. You go in there and you ask, you demand, not ask. We're not asking. No more. You demand what you want. And if they can't give it to you, all right, next. Thank you, bye. Because I'm helping you help me. If we ain't for each other, I'm going to make it clear. If it's something that can't be compromised, we're going to dead it there. We're not waiting. We're not doing potential. We're not doing maybe in the future. And, oh, he changed. He changed. He not the same person. He living a different life now. You get the fuck on. Because that version of you can't live with that. If it's bothering you, it's bothering you for a reason. God makes us uncomfortable so that we can grow. Put it out on the table. And don't let anybody make you feel any type of way for anything that you set for your boundaries. This is your life. They can't tell you what you approve of and what you don't approve of. The hell? But this is a healthy way of protecting yourself. People misconstrue this as, oh, they're not understanding, or oh, they think that they're too good. It's not that. Because love has no boundaries, but you have to set a place, like I said, to take care of yourself. You have to set a line, okay? That's what I said. Thin line between love and hate. You let a motherfucker cross your boundary too many times to get there. It gets square, okay? Cut out of there. But you gotta let them know, like, I ain't going for that. And if somebody really like you, they're gonna want to change them, not gonna want to change themselves for you. They're gonna want to be better. And that's gonna be in any way that they feel is better for you. Okay, but don't demand it like, oh, you gotta change this about yourself and No, we're not building our partners. We're not building the people that we allow into our life. We are just making sure that we choose the right ones. Okay? Now, this should have been one. No expectations. None. Do not set any expectations for anything you have. You have to have that it's going to be what it's going to be mentality. Because that's the natural state of things. When you go into the jungle, them gazelles know they're going to get eaten by that cheetah or that lion. This happens. This is the natural flow of things. Treat relationships the same way. Let people be who they're going to be. Let it play out. But make sure you do everything on your part. Make sure you say everything that comes to mind. And I'm not going to say like in a bad way or negative thoughts or negative, like you just want to keep spewing that all day long. We're not talking about that. I'm saying like if something's bothering you, address it. Anything that makes your soul itch or grinds your gears, address it because it's bothering you for a reason. And if you keep ignoring it, it's just going to blow up later. You know, so going to make you leave the situation or make you change your behavior to change that. Okay? So you have to let everything be as it was designed to be. When you set expectations, you limit the outcome. A lot of y'all be missing people because y'all like, oh, they're not my type, or they're going to do this, or I heard about them. Everybody not the same person with everybody. They were that with them. You're someone else. Think of it as a new variable in a hypothesis. Like, bro, in a science experiment, you cannot predict somebody's behaviors. You can just hope that they do right by you. You can hope that they're going to be the best that you can be, but you can't allow them to do anything but be what they are. And you act accordingly. Same thing with you. They shouldn't come in with no expectations either. You attract what you think about. So when you're overthinking, and that's why I say don't set the expectations, because when you set expectations, you try to predict somebody's behavior and assume that you know things. You cannot read their mind. You are not in their shoes. You do not see the world the same way the next person does. So you have to ask questions. Ain't no assumptions. Give me clarity. And then when that doesn't happen, y'all get all sad, like, oh, this ain't the person, or because they're just not what I thought they were going to be. Why did you think they were going to be anything? Why you ain't just let them be who they was going to be and see if they were for you? Okay, because what's for you is going to be for you. And if you let it go and it come back, still for you, somebody else is just a placeholder. Or something else was a placeholder. And I really believe that you can meet people at the wrong time. I believe different situations and different variables make different situations different. And I understand how, because of that, people can have a different outlook. Like, oh yeah, well, he cheated on Sally Mae, but Sally Mae did this to him to make him cheat, so he's not going to cheat on me. Did that man have any remorse? Did that person have any remorse or try to change their behavior? Did you see a change in their behavior after that situation occurred? No two people are alike. You cannot accommodate the image of someone else in your relationship. Like, no. And then on the other side of things, a lot of the time people will surprise you. So you can set low expectations for somebody and then they just go above board. And it's like, oh wow, don't that feel great? It's a reason to do, because you let things be. And even though you thought at a low standard, the fact that the expectation bar was so low, you didn't even disappoint yourself. You actually were happier at the end result. So you gotta go into every situation like that. Don't set no expectations, because it's gonna be what it's gonna be, and then you can actually live in the moment. You can be present. Stop living in past situations and traumas and scenarios. Don't live in the future in your 5-10 year plan. Live right now. That's good to have. I'm not saying that. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, but you gotta live in the moment so that you can see every variable that's there. If you're sitting there looking into the next chapter of life, how can you see what's happening in this one? That's like getting a book and skipping to the end and then coming back to the front to read it. We're not doing that. We're gonna enjoy all the meat and potatoes and take it step by step by step. Don't rush. I know this new stigma is you have to always be in a relationship to be happy. I don't know what that's about or who started that, but put me off that wave. I ain't never even stepped on. I am in the house. I ain't even got no bathing suit on. I'm not on that. And speaking of being present, listen, stop living in the past. Take the lessons you learned and leave the event and the person, place, or thing that was irrelevant in the past. Okay? Life happens for you, not to you. Life happens for you, not to you. Okay? It's all about setting up the variables the right ways. Life is like a game of chess. You just got to make sure you're making the right moves. And if you don't, oh my gosh, invite failure, please, into your life, because without failure, there's no success. You cannot win without failing. You have to learn. All those failings and this didn't work out and that, this, that, and the third, that was just practice for when shit actually goes right. Because now you don't have to worry about it going wrong like that, because now you know how to avoid it. Like, come on now. I promise it gets better when you realize that you have control over your life and the things that you allow into your life and the energy and the way that people treat you. You have control over all of that. All of it. My candle almost out, but I'm almost done. The future can change at any point in time, okay? Stop planning it out. Stop being so meticulous and tedious, okay? Stop stressing about a future that you cannot control, okay? It will not help us on this journey. Your future is now, because everything that you're doing now is creating your future. And when I say that is right now, me on this YouTube making this video, that's invested into my future. I know this is what I want to do, so I'm sitting here making this video because I have to start somewhere. Whether I think I'm doing great, bad, fine, this and the third, I took the action of doing it. I'm living now in the moment, and I'm sitting here and I'm saying, this is what's for me, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm going to do it. And I did it. Okay, making those habits, me sitting here in front of this camera every week, making that habit is just going to get me where I want to be, producing more videos, doing this actually full time. It's going to get me where I need to be. And even if that wasn't the goal, me putting that habit in is keeping the action of it in my life, and it makes me happy. Anything that makes you happy, invite it, add more to it, branch off from it. And don't let up. Don't let the fuck up. So create habits that your future self needs. If you know you want to be this amazing CEO, business owner, start learning things now about it, about running businesses, about watch other people's stories, see how they got there. Inspiration, like make that move. I don't care. And no move is too small because everything is an investment. Plant a seed now, it's going to grow. You don't plant the seed and sit there and try to watch it grow. It's going to take a minute. Okay? Now, some exercises that I did to figure all this out. I had to figure out who I was. So I had to meet myself. I do have a workbook. Let me get it. I just got it. It's by my favorite holistic psychologist, and that would be Dr. Nicole LaPera. And I hope I said that right. LaPera? Yeah. And it's called How to Meet Yourself. It is a workbook. Now, this is just something I purchased. You don't have to. I actually just got this, and I've been on my healing journey for years, like I said. I just read a lot of healthcare, like self-help books. And I just got really into it. I started journaling. And I started doing a whole bunch of things, which I'll make a separate video about actually what I do for my own self-care. But if you're one of those people who like to work with guidebooks, or you don't know where to start, or you're like, hey, what do I even ask myself to figure out what I need? Because you don't know what you need, or you don't know how to get it. Get something. Get knowledge. It's out there everywhere, okay? Just find what works for you. Find what style works for you. This is what I like, okay? The little template, that's cute to me. That's cute. What if you don't like that? What if you think this is stupid and it's too much, it's too tedious, and you don't like the questions? Okay, that's fine. Find something else. Find what works for you, whether that be some type of creative outlet. Because when we sit here and write, that's a creative outlet. Okay, we in the zone. We sitting there in our own energy, literally talking to yourself, even though you're writing. But you're having a moment with yourself, being in that present moment writing, because you're taking an action of actually writing. So, like I said, that's what I got, but you can do something else if you want. And then write down, what do you want for your life? Think about that little kid when you could, before you knew all the boundaries of life and how things worked. What were your goals? What did you want to do before you knew no restrictions? Man, I'm telling you, write it down. Dive deep. And we evolved, so that could have changed. That's fine. But think of the energy that you were in. That's the energy that we want to manifest or replicate. That optimism of children who see no black and white, no lines. They see just straight opportunities. They action and go get it. I want you to create that list of boundaries. That is so important before you invite another friend, another family member into your life. A relationship, dating, a husband, a fiance. Boundaries, please. I'm hoping you, if you got that far, fiance and marriage, I hope you got that far with the boundaries. But I understand life happens, and some people, you don't know until you know. So, lastly, before you invite that energy, after you figure out what you like, what makes you happy, you spend time with yourself, make sure that you have equal energy exchange, okay? I said that in the beginning. Make sure that you're taking care of, love. You are so important if nobody ever told you. Okay, we all out here trying to be the best human beings that we can. Shit happens. It's life. Don't feel bad. I done did shit. Everybody did shit. I don't know. I don't think you can get through life without doing shit. That's how life is set up. Okay? But you are so important. Don't let anybody take your spot. And don't let the fuck up.